Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Champions League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I want to look at my team and going into match day 3. Now, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. So here we go. Now, as you all know, I've been talking about the strategy for this game and it's basically working out so far. So for match day 1, as you all know, I went all out, all in for just only for match day 1 because I knew that I was going to limitless in match day 2. That's what I did. So as you can see, I got 116 points for match day 1. For match day 2, I used the limitless chip. I went all out. Now, if you want more details on this team, please check out my previous video. As you can see, 79 points, really happy. And that strategy got me so far around, inside top 3,000. So really good start. However, the match day 3 and match day 4, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to kind of navigate through. Now I've been looking at it and the team that I got, I'll say I'm around 70 or like 80% happy, maybe 85% happy with the team. I feel like there's 1 or 2 adjustments I can make. But I created a team that there's big differentials that may get a return, and that could definitely help me out with the rankings. There's a lot of players that I want, but with the wild card, it's different than the limitless chip where you can bring in any player that you want. It was quite difficult to actually create a team that you're going to be happy with. There's going to be some players that you're going to miss out on. And what I did with this team is I looked at the main like big teams or teams that I think that they're going to do well and score a lot of goals in match day 3 and match day 4. So here we go. So far, this is how the team is looking like. And I know you got some questions and I don't have no answers for it, to be honest with you. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been looking at a lot of highlights from teams all over the world. And I'm pretty happy with this. This is not only for match day 3, but it's also ready for match day 4. And I want to try and kind of bank the transfer and then in match day 4 to kind of change things up in match day 5. But so far, this is how the team is looking like. Now, I'm going to go through it. I already sorted out the substitutes and so on where they are. And as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players for today. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players for tomorrow. So that's a good kind of balance. I'm happy with that balance. And as you can see, I targeted players from Liverpool against Rangers. I think this is a very good fixture for Liverpool, even though they're conceding. I feel like they can do really well here. And I brought in Luis Diaz instead of Salah because Luis Diaz had a little bit of rest, and he's a player that should start in this game. I brought in Matip as well for Liverpool just to kind of cover that defense. I don't have to go for Matip. I can go for another defender if I wanted to, but they should do well in this game. For Bayern Munich, there's a couple of players that is out, so that's kind of hindered, kind of caused some issues with our teams because I think Kimmich and who else actually? I forgot. Muller is out with a COVID, so gotta check that out. We'll get the team lineups here, so that would be good. So I've got Sane. He's going to be my main captain, and my second captain option is going to be Haaland in tomorrow's games. So I've got Davies as well from Bayern Munich, and I went all out on Manchester City players like Haaland, highly owned. I'm going with Foden. That is, as you can see, 6%. Against Copenhagen. I think this is a fantastic fixture for Manchester City to score a lot of goals against. Continue to keep Cancelo because he's highly owned. Right now, at the ranks that I am at, I want to try and maintain it as much as I can. I bought in Mbappe just because I do want a PSG striker, and I'm picking Mbappe. Not the best fixture, but I need him for long term. And I've got a couple of like really like cheap differentials here. Ferran, I'm not going to pronounce his second name because I can't right now. Same goes for him. 1% owned. You know, I got these very cheap, not cheap, but like, but yeah, budget players. Let's just say to kind of help the team out with the team structure. And big differentials that could do well still. So like Foden, right? He's 6%. Okay, he could go up a little bit. And as you can see, like on my bench, I got a couple of like, you know, under 10% players that could do really well. Like Philip is actually playing up front or at least in the middle, and he's a defender in this game. So a player that has actually been returning really well for Juventus, or actually performing well. So this is the team that I'm actually going to go with. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Now, for Bayern Munich and Sporting, we'll be able to see their team lineup. So if there's any issues, then obviously I'll make some transfers. So, you know, for me, I would love to bring in another Bayern Munich player, but there's lots of injuries in that team right now. And not injuries, sorry, COVID issues. So a few players is out. But if they're not, if Kimmich is okay, then yeah, I'll bring him in my team no matter what. But it's a good balance. As you can see, as my goalkeepers, I went for very cheap goalkeepers. Of Aiden here from Sporting, and a player from Dortmund to kind of help me out. That is only 4 million. So this is the team that I'm thinking to go with, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. It doesn't look too attractive, but you know, the players that I got is still low owned. You know, people might look at it and be like, oh, I think a lot of people will go for some of these players here and there. But, you know, looking carefully at it, there's a couple of highly owned, but there's a lot of differentials here. So I'm actually attacking this as much as I can. Now, if I go to the transfers, like I can tell you some of the players that I would really want. So to bring my team is Lewandowski. I know what he can do, and he's a player that I do want. You know, after Matchday 3, I want Lewandowski in my team. You know, against Inter Milan at home, and then Bayern. Yeah, you know, there's possibilities that he can continue like to do well in the Champions League. Richarlison is not an issue for me. Actually, I should really do the selected by. Benzema is a player that I do want. He's back. Good fixture. And I could bring him by downgrading Foden or maybe even Diaz and upgrading one of my strikers. But there's Neymar, there's Messi that is low owned that could still do well. If we look at like the midfielders, yeah, it's just Real Madrid. If they do really well, then that's definitely going to hurt my rank. Kevin De Bruyne, but I got Foden to kind of help me out with that. It's more cheaper, so I'm trying to balance the kind of like the highly owned players as well. As you can see, I've got the two most highly owned defenders, but yeah, there's still quite a lot of players here that could do well to kind of hurt the rank a little bit. But I think I'm quite happy with the players that I got, guys. Like, the reasons that I went with Manchester City players is because they're Manchester City. I know what they can do. You know, it's Cancelo, as you can see, he's already got 21 points. Haaland's got a massive score against Manchester United. He's just scoring in every single game, and I think he is a must-have. You know, Foden has been performing well as well, and he's a cheap alternative to Kevin De Bruyne. So these are my reasons, really. And Bayern Munich players, got to go with them. We're going to be able to find out the team lineup. We've got Liverpool players because I feel like against Rangers, they're going to be quite strong for them. I'm not sure if Liverpool's going to be able to keep a clean sheet. I'll put Matip in here because he is a player that can actually score. So we'll see what happens there. And I got a couple of like really cheap differentials, like 5 million from Sporting here that has performed really well in the last game for them. Ferran's on penalties, that's 4%, 5.5. That kind of like budget striker has helped me to kind of upgrade my midfielders. So yeah, I know it's against Atletico, it's not really the best fixture, but a player that is 5.5 and on penalties, it's actually not too bad. I got Florentino. It's just a 4.5 enabler, to be honest with you. You know, if you can get me like 5 or 6 points, that's going to be perfect. And in a wild card, you got to make some sacrifices. Now, the one that I looked at is Philip Kostic, or I can't pronounce it, to be honest, right now. I just kind of like looked in, I was like, oh, this guy's looking good in the highlights and so on. So it's a big differential. Gonna go with him. He's one of my Juventus covers, and he's 2% owned. He's playing a little bit up front. He's not actually playing in defense for Juventus. So he's a massive differential. He's my little gem. And yeah, Carvajal, you know, from Real Madrid, I do need some kind of cover from them. So yeah, happy with the team. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'll post this on my Twitter. I'll be on Twitter anyway around 4:30, 4:45 to see the team lineup. And then I'll let you guys know if I made any changes. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Hopefully this video has helped you. Hopefully I have helped you out with your game. Hopefully I can get into the top 1,000 and we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.